Page 25, First Study. This is a piece that's been adapted from an etude by Cherub, or study and exercise, whatever. You can look up Cherub and read all about him. He has a number of books he was a teacher, a pianist and teacher, and wrote a lot of exercises and things for piano. I enjoy playing through them. When you would just want to wiggle your fingers, yeah, they're great for that. They call it First Study. Typically, we would call it an etude. An etude is a study piece, or a study of some aspect of piano playing. It's hard to tell sometimes what you're studying, but okay. We're playing both hands at the same time here, so let's just go through the routine and see what we end up with. I look it over, I see it's 4 lines long. It's 4 lines of music. The repeat signs make it longer than that, but we just have 4 lines of music to deal with. The clef signs are still treble and bass clef signs. 4/4 time signature, and I see quarter notes, whole notes, and half notes. Let's take it one hand at a time to make sure we understand what each hand is doing. The right hand, thumb is on middle C here. That puts the hand here. That's the only finger number you need. You don't need any others. And it's here. Just play each one. Play it at your speed, not mine. Just work it over so you sort of have an idea what the hand is doing. And here we just got notes jumbled up all over everywhere. In the third line, you're down here. They're still kind of jumbled up, aren't they? Okay. So I get an idea what the right hand is doing, and then I do the same with the left. Left hand's little finger here. That's the only finger number you need now. We're in this position. And the whole notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is fun, it's a bunch of whole notes. You do get half notes in the second line, last 2 measures. 1, 2, 3. And then in the third line, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we get tied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So you have to hang on to it for 6 counts there, and then you go on. Then the left hand, really, for the most part, you're just playing these notes at various times. It's the only notes you're using. So we put them together, and we're starting here. And then we're here. And then here. And then here. And then here. So I go through very slowly and carefully, and I work the hands out together. And then I go back over it a few hundred times or whatever and work on the hesitations, get rid of it. It's a steady beat at some nice slow speed. Then once I can do that, I'll think about the articulation. Here we got phrasing. So lift up, just lift up between these phrases. In the third line, it's every 2 measures. Lift up, a little lift is all. In the left hand, they don't give you anything. I'm suggesting you connect it. So at the end of the first line, when we're here, I go to the second line, I'm going to lift up here, but I'm not here. Well, you have to lift up to play the same note. In that case, you can lift them both up. But at the end of the second line here, when I go to the third line, I'm going to here. I'm going to lift up here, but I'm going to connect that. Don't have to. In this case, you could actually lift up in both hands. And the reason you can lift up in both hands here is because it's a different section. It's part of interpreting music. You should be able to do either one, connect it or lift up, whichever. You see, a piece of music can be written in sections. It's like a book can be written in chapters. Music can be in sections. It's like a different melody almost. It's like 2 different things put together. And when you go from one section to the other, you can lift up. It's okay. However, when I get to the bottom here, and I repeat back to the third line, see the reverse repeat sign, I'm going to go there, I'm going to lift up. In the left hand, I'm not lifting up there because it's the same section. So I lifted up here, but I connected that. Lifting up the right hand for these phrases, I'm connecting the left hand through most of it. Don't have to. If you want, lift up in the left hand too. I'm just trying to get the idea of doing different things in the hands. You're lifting up in one hand but not the other. Because we got to add the dynamics, and that's going to change things. And this is written well. A lot of method books don't do this. I like the way they've done this. You get one dynamic at the beginning, an F, forte. The rule is that applies to the melody. So you got to figure out where the melody is. The melody is going to be loud. Everything else is background. Background singers, keep them in the background. So this is loud. This is background, keep it soft. So I'm heavy, light at the same time. Arrow at the end of the line, come down. They don't tell you how much to come down. I'm telling you, you can come down to about a soft. Those are the ones we've had. Soft, come down to soft. So you're starting the second line soft now. And the left hand's really soft. Then you're going to go back up to loud. Then you go back down. So you're getting louder and softer. They're telling you about that. Third line, you're loud now here. And all of a sudden, you're soft. You're echoing that. We do a lot of that in music. We'll get it out there and then we do it again, but softly echo it. Again, the third line. The last line's loud. And it gets softer. You gradually get softer. And again, remember on these arrows, you don't change at the beginning of the arrow. You stay the same. You don't start changing until you get into the arrow. As far as the speed goes, it's up to you. What can you play accurately? Everybody will be a little different. So you don't need to take it at my speed. You take it at your speed and how you're going to do. Remember the natural accents? 1, 2, 3, 4. Exaggerate them if you need to. Let the wrist claps a little bit on these. Just feel the natural accents on these. The listeners should always be able to feel where the beginning of a measure is. Even though they don't realize they're feeling it, that's what they're feeling. The repeat signs, remember those? The repeat sign at the end of the second line sends you back to the beginning. And then the last two lines are surrounded by repeat signs. So you're going to play the first two lines twice and then the last two lines twice. That's all. So you go ahead and learn it and get it to where you can play it smoothly at some speed. Then come back to the video and let's play it together very slowly. Just to check the notes. The rhythm shouldn't be a problem, but the notes. I'm not going to do the louds and softs, but I will do the repeats. So I'll give us 4 counts. So let's just do it slowly together. And if you have to, it's one hand at a time, but hopefully you can do both hands together. 1, 2, ready, go. Repeat